Okay, so hello everyone and welcome to our supplemental video. So this time we are now in the week 2 or the module 2 of introduction to project management. So today's topic, we will be discussing about the project management. Actually, our topic for today is the continuation of the topic that we have discussed during our week 1 discussion. Okay, so yan. So I would like to remind you, especially those students who are not yet submitted their week 1 requirements, to please find time to submit your requirements. So iwasan natin yung nahuhuli or yung natatambakan tayo ng requirements para sa ganun ay hindi tayo mahirapan na mag-cope up pag pag hindi tayo na tabunan ng requirements. And another thing is please always copy the questions dun sa requirements niyo and always yun may mga napansin kasi ako na gumamit ng bond paper. So please do not use bond paper. Possible is use yellow pad paper, and please do not write anything on the back portion of the yellow paper. And again, uh, uh, I would like also to tell you that it is easy or it is better for you to watch this video, or while watching this supplemental video is have with you your module. Okay, so yan, so mas maganda kasi na hawak-hawak ninyo yung module or yung mga printed module ninyo habang pinapanood nyo ito, kasi the printed module will serve as your guide during na pinapanood nyo itong supplemental video na ito. Okay, so yan. And sana find time to watch those videos na sinesend ko sa group chat natin, kasi nga it really helps you a lot, guys, to understand better the lesson or the printed module na meron sa inyo. So pag may time kayo, so panoorin yung mga sinesend ko na video sa inyo. Okay, so yan. And of course, for those student pala na hindi pa na-add dun sa group chat natin, please notify me or message me through my personal messenger para mai-add ko kayo dun sa GC natin. Okay, so yun. Importante kasi na ma-add kayo doon, kasi doon kung sinesend yung link ng recorded supplemental video natin. Okay? So yan. So kung napapansin nyo, yung sinesend ko na link dun sa group chat natin, those link are your access dun sa YouTube channel namin. Wherein yung YouTube channel namin is andun lahat naka-upload yung mga supplemental video. Okay? So yan. And yeah. And of course, for today's topic, at the end of the lesson, you will be able to define what is a project management, discuss the growing need for better project management, and describe project management, and discuss key elements of the project management framework, including yung project stakeholders, uh, the project management knowledge areas, and yung common tools and techniques, and yung project success. Okay? So yan. So again, before we formally start our discussion, let's just have a opening prayer. Okay, so our Lord God in heaven, thank you for the new day you've bestowed upon us. Until this moment, we still have our borrowed life and strength from you. We worship and praise your name. This moment, we will continue to study and acquire new knowledge. May you bless our students with brain to think fast and an acquiring mind to be curious on whatever knowledge they will learn today. So most importantly, bless them with your wisdom and a heart that will follow your commandments in order for them to become worthy in their studies. You know that in these recent times, most are suffering from hardships and economic crisis. So we humbly ask you to bless the parents of our students. May you shower your abundant blessings and prosperity to each of their home, so that we can use this not only for our daily lives, but especially for the performance of our duties to your holy name. We hope that you heard our prayer. We ask all of these in the name of Jesus Christ, our Savior. Amen. So, yeah. So again, welcome to our supplemental video, and we will be discussing about the project management. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so yan. So a project management. So what is a project management? So from the definition given here in our PowerPoint presentation, a project management is ito yung application of knowledge. Yes. And of course, yung skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet yung project requirements. So it always involves yung knowledge, di ba? So how will you going, or how are you going to plan for your project, or how will you going to plan to manage that such project? Skills, di ba? So yan yung mga skills. Tools, ano ba yung mga gagamitin mong tools para ma-achieve mo yung project or ma-meet mo yung project requirements. And of course, yung techniques. So, yan, importante na yung techniques. Okay? So yung yung mga project managers must not only strive para ma-meet yung specific scope, time, and yung cost and quality goals of projects. So, ang kailangan din nila, or they must also facilitate yung entire process para ma-meet nila yung kailangan nila and yung expectations ng people na which is involved or affected doon sa project activities. Okay, so yan. So as you can see, we have a figure here. Okay, so yung figure dyan is ini-illustrate niya yung framework para matulungan tayo para mas maintindihan ang project management. So yung mga key elements of this framework is include yung project stakeholders, yung mga project management knowledge areas, and you have the project management tools and techniques, and yung contribution of successful project to the enterprise. So as you can see here, so you have here the 9 knowledge areas. So core functions, so you have the scope management, your time management, and you have also your cost management, then the quality management. So how will you go scope? So how will you going to manage kung gaano ba itatagal yung project mo bago ma-develop or bago mabuo yung project na yon. Time management, 'di ba? So yan. So you have also to kailangan marunong kang mag-manage ng time mo, 'di ba? So hindi na wala namang imposible sa isang bagay kung marunong ka lang mag-manage ng time mo. Kagaya sana ng module, huwag niyong nirarason na hindi niyo kaya or hindi niyo nagawa kasi nga you are busy. So hindi rason na busy ka para hindi mo magawa yung mga requirements mo. So it's up to you on how will you going to manage your time. Diba? So ano lang naman yung kunwari, gaya nga ng ina-advise ko sa inyo na every morning habang nagkakape kayo or kunwari nagkakape kayo at nakaupo kayo is binabasa nyo yung module ninyo. So that is time management, di ba? So after kang maligo or after kang ganito ganyan kumain is pwede mo namang sagutan or basahin yung isang module mo. So yan. So that is of time management, okay? Cost management. So yun cost. So ano ba yung mga, for example, yung budget, paano ba maiba-budget paano ka ba bubuo ng isang project na hindi ganun kagasto or hindi siya ganun kamahal yung mga kamahal or yeah, okay? So yan, so importante rin yun yung cost management or yung pagbabudget, okay? So quality management. So yun, so hindi naman porke basta na lang na sige bahala na basta matapos na basta may maipakita lang. So hindi. So, kailangan pinag-aaralan mo din yung quality. So, binabantayan mo din dapat yung quality. Kasi nga importante yun. So, paano ka makakapaglabas or paano mo sasabihin na successful yung project mo kung quality pa lang is wala na. So, yan. So, paano ka magugustuhan ng ibang tao na which is involved doon sa project na yun or yung customer or client mo kung quality pa lang is pangit yung quality. Okay? So, yan. So, kagaya nung sa mga previous students namin na oh, basta may maipasa lang kaming activity or requirements, okay na 'yun. Pero yung quality, I mean yung sagot, 'di ba? So yung sagot mo doon, is it tama ba yung sagot mo na nilalagay mo doon or kung ano-ano nilagay mo para lang makapag-submit ka ng requirements? 'Yun, 'di ba? So dapat yung quality ng output natin should be maganda. Okay? So yan. And then tools and techniques. And you have a project integration. So human resource management. You have also here the communications management, risk management, and procurement management. So yan. So we have also here stockholders needs and yung mga expectations nila. So yan. Okay, so yung project stakeholders, sila kasi yung uh, how do you call that one? So wait. So ano nga ba ang project stakeholders? So let's try to see. So yung project stakeholders, sila yung mga tao which is involved in or affected doon sa project activities. So pag pumalya yan or hindi naging successful yung project na dinevelop mo, ang maapektuhan dyan is yung mga project stakeholders. So yan, so yung mga project stakeholders natin include yung project sponsor, yung project team, yung mga support staff, yung mga customers natin, yung mga users, you have suppliers, and even opponents of the project. Okay? So yan. So yung itong mga stakeholders na ito is often have very difficult needs and expectation. So for example, sana is yung building a new house is a well-known na examples of a project. Okay? So yan. So there are several stakeholders na involved doon sa home construction project. So yung project sponsors would be the potential new homeowners. So they would be the people paying for the house and could be on a very tight budget. So syempre, i-expect nila dun sa contractor to provide yung accurate estimates of the cost involved doon sa building or dun sa pag-develop or pag-build ng bahay. So they would also need a realistic idea of when they could move in and what type of home they could afford given doon sa budget constraints. So depende 'yon. So yan. So yung new homeowners would have to make important decision to keep yung budget or yung cost of the house within their budget. Okay? So yan. So nakadepende rin naman 'yan sa mga projects dun sa kunwari sa project sponsor. So dapat nakadepende yan sa budget. Siyempre, alam mo, magpapatayo ka ng 10-story na building na bahay kung yung budget mo is hindi naman siya pasok. Okay? So yan. So ang tanong diyan ang tanong diyan is can they afford to finish the basement right away? So yan. So if they can afford to finish yung basement, so will it affect the project move in date? So in this example kasi, yung project sponsor are also the customers and tsaka yung users for the product. Okay? So which is yung bahay. Okay? So yan. So yung project manager naman natin, so yung mga project manager, so in this example, we'd normally be sila yung mga general contractor or responsible for building the house. Okay, so he or she needs to work with all the project stakeholder para ma-meet kung ano yung kailangan nila and yung expectations. Okay, so yan. We have also yung project team. Okay, so yung project team kasi is yun. So yung project team for building the house would include yung several construction workers. Pwede rin yung mga electricians, yung mga carpenters, and so on. So these stakeholders would need to know exactly what work they must do and when they need to do it. So they would need to know if yung required materials and yung mga equipment will be at the construction site or if they are expected to provide the materials and equipment. So for example, yung carpenter cannot put in the kitchen cabinet until yung walls are completed. Okay? So yan. Next is we have also the support staff. So this might include yung mga buyers, employers. So yung general contractors, administrative assistant, and other people who support yung other stakeholders. So yung buyers, employer might expect their employees to still complete yung work but allow some flexibility so they can visit the building site or take phone calls related dun sa building house. Okay? Yan. So as you can see dun sa examples natin, so or as you can see dun sa example na binigay ko dun sa building a house, there are many different stakeholders on projects, di ba? And they often have different interests. So magkakaiba sila ng gusto or interest, di ba? So yan. So yung stakeholders ang kailangan niya or yung stakeholders need and expectation are important doon sa beginning throughout doon sa life of the project. So yung successful project managers develop good relationships with the project stakeholders para to understand and meet their needs and expectations. Okay? So yan. So we have also here the project management knowledge areas. So ito is dinidescribe niya yung key competencies that project managers must develop. Okay? So yan. So yung four knowledge areas of project management is include project scope, you have the time, cost, and quality management. So we have here the core knowledge areas because they lead to specific project objectives. Okay, so number one is project scope management involve yung defining and managing all the works required para makompleto yung project successfully. Okay? Ayan. And next one is the time management. So ito naman is yun ini-include niya yung pag-estimate mo kung gaano katagal yung proseso or gaano katagal para makomplete yung work or yung project, di ba? So developing an acceptable project schedule and ensuring timely completion of the project. Okay? So yan. Next is we have also project cost management consists of preparing and managing the budget for the project. So gaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina is dapat marunong kang mag-manage or marunong kang mag-budget dun sa project. Baka mamaya mas madami pa yung mas malaki pa yung gasto mo kaysa dun sa bayad dun sa project mo. Okay? So yan. So dapat bantayan mo yan on how will you going to budget to develop that project. Next is we have the project quality. So, yan. So, project quality management to ensure that the project will satisfy yung stated or yung implied needs for which is undertaken. So, sisiguruhin din natin na, kunwari, di ba, nagluto ka ng ibebenta mo sana. So, yung quality ng food na linuluto mo is dapat dapat ini-ensure natin na magugustuhan ng customer or client natin. Okay? So, yun. So, alangan naman na nagluto ka ng adobo tapos yun hindi mo sinigurado na yung quality ng niluluto mo is hindi magugustuhan. So, yun. So, paano sila babalik, di ba? So, paano nila babalikan yon kung yung quality pa lang ng product mo is hindi na maayos. So, ganun din sa project quality management. Okay? So next. Okay, so we have also here the project management tools and techniques. So we have here the table below. So itong project management tools and techniques. So according to Thomas Carline, so he is a famous historian and author. So he stated na man is a tool using animal. So without tools, he is nothing. So with tools, he is all. So as the world continues to become more complex, so it is even more important sa mga tao to develop and gumamit ng mga tools, especially for managing important projects. So project management tools and techniques assist project managers and their teams carrying out dun sa carrying out work in all the 9 knowledge areas. So for example, so some popular time management tools and techniques include yung Gantt chart natin. And kung familiar kayo doon. So yung project networks diagrams and yung critical path analysis. So as you can see here in the table below, so here are the list of common or commonly used tools and techniques throughout dun sa project. Okay, so yan. So, or techniques by the knowledge area. So, dito sa may left side, tama, you have the knowledge area or category. And for the right side, meron tayong nice right column. Andyan yung tools and techniques. So, yan. So, for the integration management, so the tools and techniques is you have the project selection methods, project management methodologies, stakeholder analysis, project charters, project management plans. You have also project management software, change requests, control boards, project review meetings, lesson learns report. So yan, integration process. Integrate, di ba? And next is you have the scope management. So scope statement. So work breakdown structures, yan. Then statement of work, requirements analysis, scope management plan. So kaya ng sinasabi ko, paulit-ulit lang na yung scope on kung gaano ba katagal matatapos yung project, kung ilang months ba, yan. And also the time management. So ito gumagamit sila ng Gantt charts. So yun, project network diagrams, and you have critical path analysis, crashing, fast tracking, schedule performance measurements. So ito yung mga tools or yung mga technique na ginagamit nila. Okay? So dito naman sa may cost management, so you have the net present value, you have return or on investment, payback analysis, earn value management. So yan, so dito is dapat alam mo kung ilan ba yung kikitain mo after ma-develop yung project, and magkano ba yung malagasto mo, magkano ba yung yun uh, how do you call that one, yung payback, I mean yung earn value money, yung ma-earn mo na value, yan. So, importante yung mga yun i-consider natin. Next is you have the quality management. So, you have yung quality metrics, checklist, quality control charts, statistical methods, maturity models, and you have the fishbone diagrams. Next is you have the human resource management. So, yun yung motivation techniques. So, how will you going to motivate your team or yung mga katrabaho mo or yung mga taong involved doon, di ba? So, pag pinapagalitan mo sila, so that is not a motivation techniques, di ba? So, parang madidismaya sila. Empathic listening. So, yun. So, kailangan makinig ka din sa mga katrabaho mo, hindi lang yung puro idea mo. So, responsibility assignment matrices, project organizational charts, you have resources, histogram, and team building exercises. When you say team building, is you work as a team. Okay, so you work as a team, you will going to build something as a team. Yan. So, parang yung team building na laro, di ba? How will you going to achieve that such goal? Or paano ka, kunwari yung isang game sana, di ba? So, paano ka mananalo doon sa game na yun kung wala kayong teamwork, di ba? So, yan. So, it is very important i-exercise natin yung on how will you going to have that team building, di ba? So, communications management. So, communication management balance, kick-off meetings, conflict management, communication media selection. You have also status and progress reports, virtual communication, yan, templates, and project websites. So, yan. So, yun. So, ang communications management kasi is, yun, kung isa sa, what are your, ano yung gagamitin nyo as a communication radical that one para makapag-communicate kayo sa ibang kunwari sa mga clients or sa mga customers ninyo. So pwede rin yung project websites, di ba? So gumagawa kayo ng mga website, yan. So malaking tulong din yung website. So actually halos lahat naman ng mga organization or businesses ngayon is they have their websites, di ba? So yan, risk management. So risk management plans, risk registers, probability impacts, matrix risk ranking. So yan, so paano pagka ganito ganyan, gumuho yung isang project mo, 'di ba? So kailangan pagplanuhan mo kung ano yung mga possible na solution once na nagka-problema diyan sa projects na ginagawa mo. You have also the procurement management, make or buy analysis, contracts, yan. Mga contracts, request for proposal or quotes, source selection. You have also the supplier evaluation matrix. Okay, so these are, or those are the knowledge area or the common project management tools and techniques by knowledge area. Okay, so yan. So project success or project success. Alright, so a project success. So how do you define the success or failure of a project? So paano mo masasabi na yun na successful yung project mo, di ba? Or nag-failed ka dun sa project mo. So yun nga sabi ko, there are several ways para ma-define yung project success. So yung list that follows outline of yung common criteria for measuring the success of a project using yung example upgrading. So for example is number one is you have here that the project met scope, time, and cost goals. So yun, so for example, sana is so yun. So for example, in a successful project using yung upgrading 500 desktop computers within 3 months for $300 sana. So dito sa time met scope or yung time or yung project met scope or time and cost goals. So it all 500 computers were upgraded and na-meet nila yung mga na-meet and met other scope requirements. So the work was completed in 3 months or less, di ba? So imagine na lang natin. And the cost was kunwari 500,000 yan or less. So you could consider it a successful project based on this criterion. So yan. So hindi kasi nga 'di ba parang alugi ka. Next, you have the project satisfied the customer or sponsor. So even if the project met yung initial scope, time and tsaka yung cost goals, so yung users of the computer or the managers, so yung manager is the main customer or sponsor in this example. So it might not be satisfied. Perhaps yung project managers or team members never return calls or were rude for yan. So perhaps yung users have their daily work disrupted during the upgrades or had to work extra hours to do the upgrades sana. So if yung customer sana is hindi siya masaya um, or we're not happy with important aspects doon sa project, doon sa project, so it would be deemed a failure. Siyempre, di ba, paano mo masasabing successful yung project mo kung yung customer mo is hindi siya masaya? So conversely, yung project might not meet yung initial scope, yung time, and yung cost goals, pero yung customer could still be satisfied. Perhaps yung project team tool um, took a longer and spend more money than planned. Diba? So, yan. So, kunwari, hindi siya masaya, tapos uulitin mo. Yan. So, pwedeng, kunwari, hindi masaya yung customer mo or hindi satisfied. Pwede siyang maging masaya ulit or pwede siyang mag-satisfied. Pero uulitin mo yung project. So, ang mangyayari dyan, yung naplano mo ng estimated na cost ng project mo dati, hindi na yun masusunod or wala na yun. Di ba? So, yan. So, but they were very polite and helped the users, managers solve so yun, pero kung gusto mo na na yun, tulungan pa rin na maging ganito, maging quality yung project mo. So, okay lang sa'yo. Magiging okay sa'yo. So you have also the results of the project met its main objectives, such as yung making or saving a certain amount of money. So yun, providing a good return on investment or simply yung yun pagiging or you make your sponsor happy. Yun. So even if yung project cost is more than estimated, so yun, so it took long to complete sana or matagal siya na nakompleto. So the project team was hard to work with. So if the users were happy with the upgraded computer, it would be a successful project. So based on sa criterion. So Hindi basihan yung yung naghirap ka, iniyakan mo yan, yung ano pa ba, yung malaki yung gasto mo, nalugi ka. So, hindi yun yung basihan para masabi mo na successful yung project, okay? So, ang basihan is kung na-satisfied ba yung customer mo or client mo, okay, dun sa project or nagustuhan niya ba. Okay, so yan. So another example is suppose yung sponsor is really approve the upgrade project to provide a good return on investment by speeding up work and therefore yung generating more profits. So if those goals were met, so yung sponsor would deem the project a success. So regardless of other factors involved. Okay, so yan. Okay, so yan. Okay, so that is for yeah. But before that one, so lagi lang natin tatandaan guys na yung project managers is play an important role in making a project. Okay? And pwede rin sa mga organizations and therefore yung organization successful. So yung mga project managers is work with the project sponsor, pwede rin yung sa project team and other stakeholders which is involved doon sa my project to meet their project goals. Okay? So, yun, they also work with the sponsor para ma-define yung success for that particular project. So, yung good project managers do not assume that their definition of success is the same as the sponsor. So, they take time para maintindihan or to understand their sponsor's expectation and then track project performance based doon sa important success criteria. Okay? So, yan. So, I think that is for your week 2 lesson discussion. So, for your activity, yan. So, we have here. So, for your activity, so you look at the your module. So, andun sa last portion ng module or last page. So, yan. So, for your activity, please answer the following in 10 to 15 sentences. Okay, tama ba ako? Tama. So, as a student here in SIAC, for example, for question number 1. So, as a student here in SIAC, what was a challenging project you have done and how did you manage it? Okay, so yan. And for number 2, why is it that project managers plays an important role in making a project? And for number 3, imagine that you are one of the team leaders in a company and work from home has become the new normal in the post-COVID-19 world. How do you intend to manage a remote team given all the technology available to you? Okay, so yan. So next is, suppose the customer is not happy about dun sa quality ng project outcomes mo, how do you handle the situation? So what is your way of handling an unhappy stakeholder? So below is that identify yung problem areas on outcome of project. So on the second column, write your intent to handle the situation. So for example is, kunwari yung customer mo is hindi siya naging happy dun sa quality ng project mo. So meron akong binigay dito na 5 problems or it is a 5 problem area on the project outcome. So ito yung naging problema nila. So on the second column, kung napapansin nyo dito sa my right, so yan yung magiging solution mo dun sa problem. So accuracy, the ability to work or perform without any mistakes. So yan yung problems. Ano yung magiging solution? Okay? So yan. So that is your activity for week 2. And if you have any question or any point of clarification or any queries, please do not hesitate to ask me through our GC or through my personal messenger. Okay, ulitin ko lang. Always copy the questions, write it on the yellow paper, and please do not forget to not to write anything on the back portion of the yellow paper. Okay, so yan. And of course, I will be expecting you to submit your requirements anytime this week. So ulitin ko lang na upon submitting your requirements, we will also give your module or your printed module. So again, thank you so much for listening. Always keep your immune system strong. Always wear your face mask when you go out, and maintain social distancing in a crowded place. Mag-iingat po tayo lagi, and God bless us all. Okay?